Yeah.
I think the biggest takeaway is that no code is a real viable path to building things in tech, whether it's for personal projects, side hustles, or even like full-fledged businesses.
Yeah.
You don't need to have years of coding experience to get started.
Right.
You just need a willingness to learn and experiment.
Yeah. It's almost like a permission slip to just jump in and start creating.
Totally.
Which can be so empowering.
Yeah, that's a really good point. There's a guy I follow on TikTok. His name is Nate B. Jones. He puts out some really good content. So if you have TikTok, I don't follow him on anything else. He also has YouTube. I shouldn't say that. YouTube and TikTok are the two channels that I follow him on. Nate B. Jones is his name, and he's basically been in like the product development and in this specific kind of industry for many years now. He's very smart, does a ton of research on this kind of stuff, and the reason I talked about him is because he actually has a really good YouTube and TikTok. The TikToks are just shorter than the YouTubes typically, but the YouTube was really interesting, him going in and talking about the dynamics of the workplace and how things have changed now that you're getting guys that with non-technical backgrounds the ability to provide technical solutions to businesses. So he just goes in depth on how the landscape of the job market is changing with AI. So look him up, and I'll maybe try and actually link that video here below this one.
Especially for people who might have felt intimidated by traditional coding.
Absolutely.
What advice would you give to someone who's feeling inspired but not sure where to begin?
I would say start by identifying a problem you want to solve or a project you're passionate about.
Okay.
It could be something small, like automating a repetitive task in your daily life, or something bigger, like building an app that addresses a need in your community.
Right, it's about finding that spark, that
Yeah.
thing that gets you excited to learn and create.
Exactly.
Because honestly, like, the learning process can be challenging at times.
Oh, for sure.
So it helps to have that passion driving you forward.
Absolutely. And once you have that idea,
Yeah.
start exploring the vast landscape of no-code tools available.
Right.
There are platforms for building websites, apps, automations, databases, like almost anything you can imagine.
Don't be afraid to try out different platforms and see what clicks for you.
Yeah, exactly. It's like finding the right set of tools
Yeah.
for your creative toolbox.
And there are so many resources available online to help you.
Oh yeah, for sure.
There are tutorials, articles, communities, even no-code boot camps that can provide guidance and support.
I've seen some incredible communities pop up around specific no-code platforms.
Really?
People are sharing their projects, helping each other troubleshoot problems,
That's awesome.
even collaborating on new ideas.
Yeah.
It's really inspiring to see that level of
Yeah.
collaboration and support.
It really speaks to the spirit of the no-code movement, right?
Oh,
It's
yeah.
not just about the technology, it's about empowering people and
Yeah.
building a more inclusive and accessible tech landscape.
Absolutely. And speaking of accessibility, let's not forget about the role of AI in all of this.
Right.
Blue Collar Tech demonstrates how tools like ChatGPT can be incredibly valuable for enhancing your no-code projects.
Yeah, he uses it for everything from generating ideas and writing copy
Yeah.
to automating tasks and personalizing user experiences.
It's amazing how seamlessly those AI tools are being integrated into our workflows now.
But it's important to remember that AI is a tool, not a magic solution.
Right.
It's up to us to learn how to use it effectively and responsibly.
Totally. We need to understand its limitations. Be mindful of potential biases.
Yeah.
And always prioritize ethical considerations.
It's like any powerful tool. It can be used for good or for ill.
Yeah.
It's up to us to wield it wisely.
Exactly. We need to be thoughtful about how we design and deploy these technologies, making sure that they're being used to benefit humanity and create a more equitable and sustainable future.
I think it's an exciting time to be alive, to be witnessing this technological evolution firsthand.
It really is.
And for our listener, it means that the future is full of possibilities.
Cool.
The tools are there, the resources are available, and the only limit is your imagination.
What's truly exciting is that this isn't just about technology.
Yeah.
It's about human potential.
Right?
It's about empowering individuals to turn their ideas into reality.
Totally.
To solve problems, to create value,
Yeah.
and to make a positive impact on the world.
And that's what makes this deep dive so inspiring.
I agree.
It's not just about learning about no code, it's about realizing that the future of technology is in our hands. And that each of us has the power to shape that future for the better.
Yeah.
That's a great point to make. You know, it's like some people are kind of a little bit worried about AI in the future and where it's heading, but my opinion on it is like, yes, there's definitely some scary scenarios, and you know, if this kind of technology gets in the wrong hands, it's going to be used for some you know, poor things. But that's just kind of the reality of life. Like, there's a lot of bad actors and a lot of bad people out there that are just always going to find different forms of technology to leverage and use it for doing bad things. But for the most part, there's a lot of positivity around AI and how it can be used to better us as a society. And like, regardless of whether or not it's going to be used for good or bad, my whole perspective is I'm not going to be able to stop this technology from advancing, so I may as well just figure out how to use it to my advantage, right? That's really the core of this. Is just, it's going to happen one way or another. This is the new version of, you know, it's almost like a new millennium. Like, for the last, you know, 30 or 40 years we've been talking about AI, and there really hasn't been a lot of advances, and then all of a sudden, boom, within the span of 2 years, like, I think ChatGPT launched its first app, or I should say the V1, and then since then the growth has been exponential, and it's just continuing to get better and better and better at a quicker pace.